Hey guys, Foxtrot here with another Why Not video. These videos are exploring the unpopular junglers or the off the meta junglers and just discussing a little bit about them. This episode, as you may have guessed from the title, is on Blitzcrank Jungle, one of my personal favourites and definitely fun to play. And as always, if you guys want to influence what champion I feature next in these videos, then I will give you the details on how you can do that at the end of the video. So what are some benefits or some plus sides of picking Blitzcrank Jungle? Well, firstly, Blitzcrank is a killing machine. He doesn't care about farming. You don't pick Blitzcrank to clear your jungle. You spend your whole days running in between lanes and gripping and sipping. Secondly, Blitzcrank is an extremely clutch champion and he is great fun to play in that regard. You land one good hook and you can completely turn a game around, or you can just completely destroy a team fight before it's even begun. And also, Blitzcrank's clearing is not that bad when you want to be doing it, that is, because like I said previously, you really want to focus on your ganks, but still, you have an attack speed steroid in your W, and also you have an auto attack reset on your E. However, what are some of the negative sides to playing as Blitzcrank in the jungle? Firstly, he kind of struggles against strong enemy junglers. He can't really hold his own if he gets invaded. Next, Blitzcrank has no sustain, so he can actually fall quite low on health and mana if he's clearing that jungle. Also, if he takes a lot of damage in a gank, then that can actually quite handcuff him too. And lastly, and this is a downside to Blitzcrank in general, not just Blitzcrank Jungle, but he can really struggle playing versus beefy team comps. Team comps which have very strong frontliners, because you don't want to grab them, and if you can't have a good grab target, then Blitzcrank is fairly useless. So overall, I would say that Blitzcrank is a bit of a gimmicky jungler, but he can be very good in snowball games and for people who just in general like to be very aggressive as junglers. He's definitely not as threatening as some of the other junglers, but he can still be very effective. I wouldn't necessarily recommend that you main him in solo queue, however, and I do think that this can actually hold you back if you're doing that. He's good to play every now and then, but not someone that I would fall back on regularly. For those of you who remember the Alistair jungle days back in Season 2, Blitzcrank is extremely similar to that kind of playstyle. He's not quite the same, but it's pretty much as close as it gets now in Season 4. So if you're the type of jungler who really likes going balls to the wall 24/7, ganking all the time and not farming, then Blitzcrank is actually a pretty solid choice in that regard. That sort of jungling isn't so popular at the moment, but a good thing about it when you're playing as Blitzcrank is that even if you do fall behind, it doesn't really matter because you're Blitzcrank. All you need to do is land grabs, and you can do that even if you're level 1. However, that does also mean that it negatively influences your ability to single-handedly carry a game as well. Unless you're like ludicrously mega fed, it's kind of hard to do that on Blitz. So for those of you who want to go out there now and play some Blitz Jungle, here are some tips that I can give you to make your experience that bit better. Use your E as an auto attack reset to clear faster in that jungle. You can be pretty sneaky at counter jungling by hooking the enemy buffs over the walls and taking them before they reset. And finally, the biggest tip that I can give to someone as a Blitzcrank player, not just as a jungler but in general, take your time with your hooks. You don't have to rush your grabs, because sometimes the threat of landing a hook is just as good as actually landing one, because the enemy team will zone themselves. However, if you do fire that grab out and you miss, all of that pressure is now lost. And as this video comes to an end, I'm going to leave this graphic up on the screen just showing you how I play my Blitzcrank jungle. There are some variations that you can take, but this is the setup that I like to use. And finally, like I was saying in the beginning of the video, you can influence which champion I feature in my next Why Not video. All you have to do is to go over to Twitter and follow me at FoxTropLol, and then tweet me with the hashtag WhyNot plus the champion name you want to see. It's really important that you use that hashtag just so I can see with ease what the champion suggestions are, and you never know, I may use your champion in the next video. But thanks very much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. As always, please feel free to give it a thumbs up if you did like it, and subscribe to me too if you want to see more leak content. But thanks a lot for watching, guys, and I will see you in my next video.